How's it going, everybody? Today we're going to go over the expression cakewalk. A cakewalk is a word to describe something that we consider easy. So it can be a class, a job, maybe your life. So a cakewalk, it means, yeah, it describes something that is easy. So this expression comes from the combination of two other expressions that we have in English to also describe something that is easy. So one of them is a piece of cake. So if I have an easy job, I could say my job is a piece of cake, which means I've got an easy job. And it's a combination of the expression a walk in the park, which is which describes a job that is easy or very laid back. The job just isn't demanding. So we just put these two expressions together, and now we have a cakewalk. Now we can start using cakewalks off by using the demonstrated that first. So when we're using that, typically it means something that's away from us, or we're referring to something that is in the past. So I can say, if I've had a class before and I'm telling a friend about the class, I can say, if it's an easy class, I can say, that class is a cakewalk. That class is a cakewalk. If I want to add emphasis to the statement, I can add, that class is such a cakewalk. So using such adds emphasis. Now, if the class is not easy, I can say that class isn't a cakewalk. That class isn't a cakewalk. It's very difficult. Now, if we're kind of describing possibility or probability, we can use should. So that class should be a cakewalk. We're not entirely certain, but there is a possibility there. Now moving on, now we can start the expressions using the possessives, my, your, his, her, are, their. So I'm just going to stick with my. So I can say my job, my life, my class, any of those. So I'm just going to stick with my jobs. My job's a cakewalk. So I have an easy job. My job's a cakewalk. Same thing, if you want to add emphasis, you can use such a. My job's such a cakewalk. Now, if you have a very difficult job, then you want to use no. My job's no cakewalk. My job's no cakewalk. Now let's say you're working somewhere, and you can also say working. Working here is a cakewalk. So I don't know if you're working at Samsung and you have an easy job at Samsung, you can say working here is a cakewalk. Again, the same thing, adding emphasis. You want to use such a. Working here is such a cakewalk. And if working at a place is not so easy, you can say working here isn't a cakewalk. So these are some of the ways that you can use cakewalk in conversation. You can look at your conversation flow chart and you can start constructing your own sentences with this. And from here, this is the end of the lesson. So thank you very much for following along.